Are you tired of seeing all these different manufacturers make the same things just with a different coat of paint? Stay tuned. There is nothing like this, but there will be.
3, 2, 1. Prepare for missile launch.
My phone's FBI agent is like, missile launch? Bro, you can't say that stuff when I'm listening. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd from Vicious RV with a special sneak peek opportunity down here at Ember's production facilities today, taking a look at a brand new, unlike anything I've ever seen kind of model. This is what they're calling the 191MSL. This right here is the missile. Now that is Mr. Aaron, and you might be wondering, what is he doing over here? Well, I asked questions, and you gave answers. I said, what if they didn't have bunks? What if they didn't have a camp kitchen in the 191 MDB bunkhouse? And this is what they came up with here. This is easily the biggest flex I've ever seen on a campground, and I cannot wait to see what you guys think about this right here. I got so excited about this, I forgot that I like to record a quick floor plan into flash flyby footage segment here while I go through and talk about this. So if you've never seen one of these, this is a sister to a more traditional bunkhouse model called the 191 MDB, where it has double over double bunks in that rear corner, and it has an outside camp kitchen down below it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the number one request I get constantly with bunkhouses is, can I get it without the bunks, please? That'd be a neat little spot. What if you wanted a corner office? What if you wanted bunks? What if you wanted a walk-in closet? This has what they're calling the Ember track system. Kind of a cute name for E-track if you ask me, but hey, that's marketing, baby. That's how the game is played. You can convert this into like anything you want it to be. So this could be a family camper. This could be a one bonus bed grandkid came maybe for 1 weekend a year kind of camper. This could be a solo or couples run around model. It could be anything you want it to be, and it could be any of those at any time. That's what is so cool about this one. There's no one way, right, wrong, or otherwise, you have to use this. It is a completely woodless structure. It's all aluminum, all composite. It's generational, basically, a true off-road trailing arm suspension with a far more bulky, heavy-duty chassis than you normally find out there. Goodyear tires, trailing arm off-road suspension, just a million awesome things that you don't find in the conventional market. So your feedback created this camper. And let's see what else your feedback can do. Let us know where they nailed it, where they failed it, where they can do better, and just what is above and beyond and what you love about this thing. Now, quick little housekeeping notes here. This footage is being recorded in a live production facility right now. So there might be some times you hear some background noise you don't normally hear in one of my video tours. I also want to point out the fact that this video is really meant as an extension to and a companion piece for the 191 MDB video that we've already recorded. And that is because this RV is essentially the exact same camper, but built with your feedback. Like the bed and the kitchen arrangement are exactly the same. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time focusing on what's the same. I just wanna give you a quick look at stuff. You can learn more with that 191 MDB video, or feel free to ask me questions because I am moving pretty quickly right here. Now, one of the big concerns that everybody had with the 191 MDB is the location of the entertainment center. Kind of sucked. Well, the 191 missile that we're in comes with the standard arrangement is the Dynova sofa slide over here, so that when you are sitting down, like you saw when the TV was flat against the wall, when you're laying in bed, you actually have a good shot at the entertainment center. Well, here in the missile, with the Dynova in the slide, you also have a good view of the entertainment center. Now, one of the big questions somebody might have, can I put the sofa slide in the 191 bunkhouse? The short answer, heck yes you can. It's American, not American. So the missile has a sofa by default. The MDB bunkhouse by default has a dinette, and I do believe you could swaption the one for the other. So if you wanted this with a dinette, check the other video to see what a dinette looks like. And if you wanted the other one with the sofa, here's exactly what it's gonna look like. The thing is, though, I keep calling it a Dynova because you still got to be able to eat somewhere, right? Because thankfully, it comes with this handy little removable table over here. One of the cool things about that is you can use it from either of the sofas. And I would say you could use it as a desk, but here in the Missile, it's already got a desk. Now, with this having that front 60 by 80 True Queen mattress up there, I don't know why you'd ever want to leave it in just half jackknife mode, but if you felt like it, I guess you could. And in case you're wondering about road mode, I will close the slide on this and show you that as well. But the little sofa over here, you can eat at it, you can sit at it, obviously. You can also use it as a good sleeper. But the thing is, it's not just a sofa slide. One of the things I don't know if everybody realizes is that sofa slides in RVs like this are not as deep as a dinette slide. This is the same deep slide as the standard dinette bunkhouse version of this floor plan. Well, when they put the sofa in, they realized they had all of this extra tasty space left back here for nothing but some serious storage galorage, Batman. And they put themselves some, I'm trying to go slow, I don't want to make you motion sick, some big pockets back here. And notice those set of USB plugs. I want to mention that. Anywhere you see household plugs in this RV, they are wired to the inverter so that if you want to run them when you are off grid, you can do that. You also have the option of going with the Max Solar package, which is going to change things under the sofa a bit. Because when you go to the Max Solar package, instead of a big open storage pocket, this all becomes occupied by things like your 3,000 watt hybrid smart inverter and charging center. Now the thing is, that changes the wiring of this RV essentially on a fundamental level. So if you're looking at an Ember that does not have that, effectively you can't really upfit the Max Solar package onto a non-Max Solar package Ember. It is theoretically possible, like if you personally were a like an electrician and you had the time and the willingness to do it, we could get you the hardware, but it's probably not something most dealerships are going to want to do. It just really modifies things around. Now, just like the bunkhouse version of this, it really relies heavily on you spending time outside. The kitchen, the storage, the countertop prep space is admittedly very limited, but you could, in a sense, use what we would normally call the bunk area as a supplement to that, or frankly for just about any other purpose. As you kind of saw earlier in our intro and what I like to call our floor plan in a flash, this was the question I asked you guys. We looked at the bunkhouse version of this and I said, would you be into the idea of a version of this floor plan where the bunks could go away? Maybe they were there, maybe they weren't, but maybe you could use it for other things. And the response was overwhelming. So here's what Ember came up with. They're calling it the Ember Track system. So to help me really go through and explain all this, I thought I'd bring in some help. And who I have with me today is Mr. Chris Barth. He's one of the founding members of Ember RV and the lead product developer who really kind of helped. He was one of the brainchildren that made this happen based off of your input.
Thanks, Josh. I think that one of the very cool things here, this is awesome collaboration. We got to listen to and read through all of these crazy responses that came from one of Josh's initial videos. We had a lot of emails that came in, people asking us stuff while we've been on the road for shows this year, saying, hey, we love the 191 MDB, can we do this in different ways? And what we came up with was this idea of, if we fully eliminate what was in this space, and this would have been a double over double bunkhouse, and then the outside kitchen down below here, if we were completely to eliminate that, what could we do with the space? And of course, we wanted it to be flexible space. We wanted to be able to do a whole bunch of different things. The idea was, one person said they wanted to do this thing. Hey, I want smaller bunks. One person wanted more storage space. Hey, I want shelving. Another person said, give me the ability to store more of my gear in there. I just want it to be storage, right? So we decided that what if it could be all these things? What if it could do all this stuff at once? The E-Track that you see that's on the walls here is an industrial kind of standard. It's something you'd see in over-the-road trucking. It's something you see like maybe if you've ever been in the back of a U-Haul. And if we look it up online and we look at the different kinds of accessories that are available all sorts of crazy accessories are available on E-Track. And so this is just exactly like what you'd get if you looked up E-Track.
Hold on,
anywhere.
wow, show me that again. That was like nothing.
Yeah, it's just, this one has a little push button here. It just clicks in from the top, and now you've got a tie down. So we did put a couple tie downs in the floor here, but we wanted to make it so we had tie downs elsewhere. And again, we did show this in bunk room mode, right? And I think what we could do here, Josh, we could show a lot of different ways to do this. But the reality is, if I move this bunk off, if I move this mattress just a little bit, and again, we have push pins that go in here to make it so it can't flop around. We took these out so we could move these around. I now have basically an industrial shelf up here.
What are these rated to hold?
So we are rating a single bunk, like we do on all of our single bunks. We're rating it at 300 pounds. And a double bunk in this area would be a 600 pound. But I will tell you that we rated these out with a lot of security to make sure that they could hold exactly the right amount of weight that we think people will be hauling down the road here. We could see people do Rubbermaid bins up here. Again, if this was up higher, and again, we left these loose so we could show. Very, very easy to move that up, and then again, disengage and then walk the E-Track up if we wanted to do that way, right? So we actually snap in, and now I'm at a different level, a different height. And here I'm almost at the ceiling level. So I could put this all the way up to ceiling level and still put my bunk mats up top. Again, I go on this side and I go all the way up. We wanted to get this so we could, again, put the up position. Now I have both bunk mats up top here. And again, this could be shelving. Leave the bunk mats at home. Just have it be shelving. Bin these things out. But we also wanted to be able to go into desk mode. And again, we have this set at a particular height here. We do have outlets, 110 outlets down here and down here. Now I just grabbed a simple little camp chair to throw in here quickly, but I think you get a more comfortable chair. There's even an ability with the E-Track on this side to create an E-Track style bench, which we think somebody who gets really inventive and creative here could just grab some accessories and do that. But with the 110 outlets on both sides, which are fully inverted, we feel like this is a great workstation then. And well, Josh, with the door open here, right? This is one of those things again where we think that there's that awesome flex. We talk about other things we can do here. Obviously, there could be a hammock in this space. If you go out and look at the accessories that are available for E-Track, there's kind of an endless amount of different variations that can be done.
Why is this door kind of gray looking? Is there something over it?
Yeah. So that was something that we added. Again, because we figure where people are going to be using this in the summertime, we're going to want to keep the bugs out, and maybe you want to have this big open air kind of piece here. So we have it again set up. Right now we're showing it with the Velcro. We've talked about Velcro and magnets on here. The initial version had magnets, so we did the Velcro to make it so it's really easy to seal up. So I think you're going to probably see the production model having some version of either Velcro or magnets or both, which is what we kind of favor. The magnets make it so it snaps into the place really, really fast. The Velcro makes it so you seal it up so no bugs can come in. And we do have the window here. That's a 30 by 15 window that's in that space, so you do get natural light in here as well.
Now, something I noticed. Remember, people on those videos, they said, well, the shade's open the wrong way.
Yeah, so we did listen. Josh has told us that some people want to do a little bit of peeping out every once in a while and maybe have a little bit of privacy.
I'd rather peep out than have people peep in.
That's right. Peep out versus peep in. So we did make it set up so you've got the kind of the blind mode here where you're going up. Shades at home come down from the top. That's not what we need to do in an RV, right? We need to come from the bottom. So that was the idea, was to make it so you can, again, adjust that. But we really like that. We are showing the European windows and shades in here again. There is a European window shortage going on right now as we speak. So some of the Embers that are being built today have dual pane frameless windows in them. But we will go back to the European windows because we love those so much. Fantastic. Again, if we look at this the way we do, again, get nice open air in this space.
So how do you keep the bugs out?
Well, there's a blind from the top that I can't quite reach. Oh yeah, I can reach it. And there's the adjustment again if we want to go into peep mode, right?
Peeping.
But we'd have the again the screen there so we could keep the bugs out. But screen here, screen there, and then of course the kayak door in the back is still set up. So we do have E-Track on the other wall here. The E-Track on the other wall here it doesn't have a strong intention in terms of what it does for this bunk system, and we're showing 3 right now. The production model actually will have 2 only. The third one, our guys decided to try to see what happened. The backer is still on the wall here, and this is, like I said, this is commercially available. This is something you could go out and purchase more of, and you could go in this exact spot. But we determined that having the 6 pieces was going to be the exact right makeup. We love it when we can show prototype off, but there are a couple little prototypey things. This team at Ember does a fantastic job of putting stuff together. My friends Spencer and my friends Daryl and my friends Austin, some of these engineers and some of our prototype engineers, Chris and Andy. These guys do just fantastic work kind of putting stuff together. When we say, here's the challenge, here's the comments that have been made, really, here's a ton of comments and input, what can we do? And I'll tell you that Josh is really good at challenging our team too. When he gets those comments, he makes us aware of it and says, hey, you might want to look at this. This person had a really fantastic idea. What if we can get something going on that? It was just that there was about 752 ideas. I think actually it's 37 ideas, right? Josh, you think it's always 37? There's 37 ideas that came in that we had to make sure all 37 were good to go. So we tried.
It sounds like what you're saying with the E-Track system is you tried a couple different ideas, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to use common sense. And just to, again, help demonstrate how easy this is to rearrange and reconfigure, it's just an all aluminum structure. Again, they've packed hundreds of pounds of rock salt on this thing to test it. 300-pound, weight capacity rated, so very rugged, very robust, but it's not heavy, guys. This is something that if my little chicken arms can handle it, you can too. Once again, that was Mr. Chris Barth right there. He's one of the founding 4, basically, of Ember RV. They're known as ACEs. There's Ashley, Chris, Ernie, and Steve. And Chris leads up the product development there. And obviously, their team, like you heard him talk about his people and his team, really appreciates the work they do, and they are listening. All the things you said you wanted, they have. Now, I also wanted to take a second to just get everything out of here. Let you see it in its most plain, raw state. And just let your imagination go wild. All the different things you think you could do with this. I'd be very curious to know. And like I said, there are, household outlets. As Chris mentioned, they're completely inverted. If you don't know what that means, go back to when I mentioned, extra D-rings down there in the floor for cargo. That's nice. If you, have a laptop plugged in or something like that, but you're off-grid, you could actually power the laptop straight off of that. But there are also those 12-volt powered USB plugs, roughly in what I'm going to call bunk position. But again, if you take one of the mattresses off and you set it up like a desk, that is at the perfect height where you could, have phone chargers or something like that going on. And because the bunk system does have a little gap away from the wall, it'd be enough that you could run a power cord down into that outlet. Now, in case you're curious what these little black circles are, those are your heat vents. This has a Truma Combi, which is a combination furnace and water heater. And you know what I'm realizing? Even though this RV does have a bathroom, that is the perfect little air mount location for a little camp porta potty. Not to mention the fact that you could keep an eye on the campfire and talk to the neighbors at the same time.
Hey, Josh.
Oh, hey, Steve. Then again, this is probably where you want to do your duty. Now, that is a porcelain foot flush stool. Nice large rectangular shower. Minimum 6.5 foot interior height, and it does vault upward from the back of the trailer forward. Big XL vent fan. Solid Lipitorage backlit morning mirror medicine cabinet over here. And again, for a more detailed look at this and more, take a look at the MDB, yeah, you know me video. Now, just like its brother, the MDB, you know me, this thing has just riggedy rockin' road mode. Really engaging the core muscles to do a sit up there to get off the bed. One of the things I wanted to show you, with that rear cargo door, the way it slides shut, there is room for a big kayak in here. I actually think you might even be able to get a two-seater in here. Now, the one thing you got to keep in mind is if you do have something big and long loaded up, well, it kind of gets in the way of the bathroom door a little bit, but there's an easy way around that. Since the cargo door goes off the back of the RV, if you have to open it and slide your cargo out slightly, like I've done here, it doesn't interfere with someone else's parking space to the left or right of you. So if you do need to stop in here real quick, you know, you need to hop in, make a quick potty stop, depending on what you're doing. Maybe you do need to take a quick little road shower. Although I would personally feel a little bit exposed on that, knowing that this rear door was open if I was in the shower. I'm just a little bit paranoid of them gas station murder hobos what come and get you. But you know what I'm saying. Now here's another thing that's awesome with this floor plan. And again, the 191MDB video will give you this information and so much more. The bed remains fully accessible, fully functional in transit. This is it absolutely passes the Cracker Barrel test, that's for sure. And that slide actually is structured so that if you did need to, for some reason, or want to, occupy it while it's retracted, there is nothing there stopping you from doing it. You're not going to screw it up, although obviously you don't want to do the atomic Randy Savage leg drop off the top rope on that thing. All right, now, I've said it 100 times. I'm going to say it my 101st time. This is like the shell, the structure, the shape and size of it is exactly the same as the 191MDB. It's the same floor plan, just with a different bunk and like slide arrangement. So I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time out here talking about all that. I'm just going to do a quick flyby. I'm going to touch on some structural things, some very key points on this, and then once again, I will leave you a link in the video description for the 191MDB. If you want to learn all about this thing, that is the place to do it right there, because I got like a 45-minute thesis on this thing out there. Like, I'll mention how this is a woodless structure. It's all Asdel composites and aluminum, the floor included. There's not a splinter of wood in the structure of this camper. We have those Goodyear Wrangler tires down here, 87 mile an hour rated, running on that true off-road independent Kurt suspension over here. You can see how it's, people say, you know, it's a single axle. Like, I get it. We talk about it because it has one wheel visible on each side. It's not that. It's not an axle system. It's different, you know, basically. It comes with these handy little kind of built-on wheel chocks right here, where one of the other things, not only is it easier to provide stability, which is normally difficult on a single axle, you know, when it comes to stable and me, you know, mentally unstable, physically unstable, I don't know, there's something there, I haven't figured it out, it doesn't matter. But the fact is, now you can cinch this sucker down. Plus, you could always get like a big old lock, and you can effectively pretend you're Johnny Law and put a boot on your camper. But this, I can't help it. I can't help it. I love this! I asked the question, what would you think if we got rid of the bunks on the 191MDB? And like, everybody's like, yes, do it. This is what Ember came up with. They came up with, you know, something that could be anything anyone wants. And here's the thing that I love about this. Not only can you come up with all these different configurations, and I've seen the creativity of you people out there. I can't wait to see what you do with this. I'd love it if, like, if someone, once these start getting into production and get out there, if someone comes up with a cool, wacky use or solution for these, I'd love to see some pictures, like, shared with us, whether it's, like, on our Facebook page or send them to me on Instagram or whatever. I don't care. I want to see what people come up with, because what I love about this is you can come up with all of these different solutions without ever physically modifying the structure of the RV, without ever causing detriment to the warranty of your RV. Because let's say you bought a more conventional bunkhouse for less money, ripped out the bunks and modified it. You know, you could do that, certainly. Here, you know, maybe this video will serve as some inspiration for you to do that. But at the same time, you're giving up a lot of your warranty coverage on anything that you have modified. So again, oh, speaking of warranty, that's another cool thing with Ember. They say their warranty's easy as 1, 2, 3. So it is a 3-year structural coverage, 2-year RV warranty, and then one-time transferable coverage, which I think is great. And because they go with the bigger tires, the taller suspension, you have good ground clearance. And I've eyeballed it, but this is pretty darn level right here, so that's a very good indication of what this is going to look like. You see how there's that sewer hose caddy tube over there? But what you're not going to see are the holding tanks, because this is enclosed. It has thermostatic tank heaters on every single holding tank, radiant barrier layering down there. It is also tested and proven 0 to 100 degree capable in the Truma weather testing facility. This is not a simple, small little camper. This is a highly equipped mini glamper, which is something that there's not a lot of that out there. You know, you want to use it in the parks, it'll work. You want to use it off pavement a little bit now and then, she's fine. You want to maybe do something a little more involved off-roading, you can use that Versa coupler up front to swap over to a lock and roll hitch, and then you can really maybe take this thing down. Say, I would say maybe some reasonable light trails, and if you are all the way in the boondocks like that, well, you're gonna need to keep this thing powered up, and that is where the 190 watt factory standard solar package comes into play. Also includes by default a 1000 watt inverter wired to all of the outlets inside, plus your USB plugs are already 12 volt powered coming off the battery. So keep in mind, that will give you, the factory standard package purely off grid will give you a good extended use time with that refrigerator running. I won't say non-stop use. I don't know if 190 watts is gonna do that. I have mixed messages from some people saying, yes, it will, no, it won't. I think it really depends on a lot of environmental and usage factors. But if you wanna take that guesswork out of the equation, you can always get the Max Solar Package with 570 watts of power, and you still have that portable side mount plug coming off the side, and that will bulk it up to that 3000 watt hybrid smart inverter charging system that we saw earlier. The thing is also, the Max Solar Package by default comes with 2 Battleborns, and you can option the 3rd and the 4th one onto that if you really just want to go crazy with some dry camp time. And I can't help it. I can't help it. This would be me. I would be sitting here. I'm not normally a braggadocious kind of individual, but I'd be sitting here. I don't care if I had to run the air conditioning on a hot day. I'd have that thing open. I'd be sitting in that hammock playing the Nintendo Switch. Just smiling at people to walk by going, what is that? That's the future, baby. That is the future right there. Mark my words, not everybody will do it because it costs more to build like this with this cool kind of configurations. You are going to see more and more manufacturers, now that the seal has been broken, open the floodgates and come up with a variety of convertible bunk spaces. Remember who did it first? Ember, baby. And your input is what made that happen. This is awesome. They are listening. They are listening. I like to say they have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so they shut up and listen, but they might have 3 ears. They are really paying attention. So keep those comments coming because, again, your feedback built that camper. That is awesome. So until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.